Hi, don't forget to check out my course for the Quant section of the CAT exam where I've explained all concepts, tips and tricks, shortcuts, and past year questions in great detail. Hi, this is your next question from CAT 2018, the second slot. Please pause the video and give it a try, and you can resume for the solution. So the question says a jar contains a mixture of 175 ml water and 700 ml of alcohol. Gopal takes out 10% of the mixture and substitutes it by water of the same amount. The process is repeated once again. The percentage of water in the mixture is now. So for time being, let's completely ignore this first part of the question. Okay, let us completely ignore this part of the question for time being. Let us focus on the second part only. Gopal takes out 10% of the mixture and substitutes it by water of the same amount. This process is repeated once again. Okay, so had this been a pure mixture of alcohol, like let's say 100% alcohol mixture, okay, we have a direct formula for such cases, right? If I start with V liters of a pure solution, and in every transaction I am removing and replacing X liters by water, the fraction of the initial substance left is V minus X upon V, the whole raised to the power N. We have also studied this in our course. It's called as the wine left formula, right? You can refer the details for the same. This can also be rewritten as 1 minus x upon v, the whole raised to the power n. So now x upon v represents the fraction of the mixture removed in every transaction, right? Which in this case is basically 10% or 1 by 10th, right? So we notice that in this case, we have two transactions. We are doing the entire process of removing and replacing by water twice. So n is 2 and this fraction is basically 1 by 10. So what is the fraction of alcohol left? As per the formula, the fraction of alcohol left after two transactions would be 1 minus 1 upon 10, the whole raised to 2. This is what? 9 by 10, the whole raised to 2, which is 81 by 100. So after two dilutions or two transactions, 81 by 100th of the mixture would be alcohol had we started with a pure alcohol solution. But initially, we already have alcohol and water in some ratio. We don't have pure alcohol solution, right? So now we simply multiply this 81 by 100 with the fraction of alcohol that was initially present. So fraction of alcohol that was initially present was 700 divided by 700 plus 175 is 875. So this is the final fraction in which alcohol is present out of the entire solution. 81 by 100 into 700 by 875. So 700 and 875 both being multiples of 25. We can initially cancel out 25 above and below. 25 2s are 50 and 25 8s are 200 and 25 3s are 75, 5s are 125. Again 7 gone, so 4 and 5. Eventually I'm left with 81 into 4 upon 5. That's basically 324 upon 500. And this basically makes it 5 6 are 30, 5 4s are 20, and 5 8s are 40. 64.8 divided by 100 basically. Or the content of alcohol finally is 64.8%. Now at this point, if you don't read the question carefully, you will be confused because 64.8 is not there in any of the options, right? But the point is, they're not asking you the percentage of alcohol in the mixture. They're asking you the percentage of water. Okay. So finally, the percentage of water will be 100% minus 64.8%, and that should be 35.2. The answer to our question is the final content of water in the mixture is 35.2%. It is very clearly our D option. Okay, now we can't start with the water content and get the answer directly. Why? Because the content which is getting diluted is alcohol in this question, right? You are removing 10% of the mixture, so 10% of alcohol is removed, but also water is getting added, right? So we can't directly go with the water content. We have to go with the alcohol content, and that's how we solve the question. The answer is option D, 35.2%.